First of all, it is so good to be in a realtor tour. And I recommend it whether it's your first time or your 100th time. I love realtor tours. One of the things that I like is that there's free burritos.
Oh, yeah. Golden Pride. Come on a tour, get a Golden Pride.
And I can watch Bill Johnson do a little walk back and forth for about 10 minutes before 9 o'clock.
New Mexico, where dreams take flight. In this land, sunshine, our hearts ignite.
Welcome back to Live, Love New Mexico, the podcast where we dive into the big picture stories, strategies, and people shaping the real estate in the land of enchantment. I'm your host, Samuel Anderson. I'm the marketing guy here at Venturi Realty Group. And before we jump back in, I just want a quick reminder. If you're enjoying watching our show, go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in New Mexico, you can always reach out to us at welcomehomeabq.com. That's welcomehomeabq.com. Now, today's episode is one I'm especially excited about because we're talking about how has home marketing evolved. As a marketing guy, I love that. Is traditional marketing dead? Do open houses still matter? And joining me today, I've got Corey Bristow and Bill Johnson. And Corey's going to go ahead and pretty much, I'm going to let her drive the bus for this one because she's got quite a few great questions for Bill Johnson today. So Corey, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you and Bill Johnson here.
First of all, I love to be the boss. So thank you for letting me drive today. I'm just joking. I'm really excited to be here because you had a lot to do with me becoming a realtor. And I was hoping to share that story today.
I think that's very kind of you. I might have a little bit just by us working together early on in your career.
Right.
But I did not. I brought you to the Venturi team because I thought you were a good fit, but you earned it. And the Venturis, the good, hardworking folks they are, who know what a good prospect when they see one, were wise enough to hire.
Okay, so funny story. This table right here is where I had my interview with Tracy.
Oh, wow.
And Rico sat on the table. And I feel like it was just yesterday, but it was actually like 6 years ago.
Wow. Time flies.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
I think that, yeah. And in 6 years, look what has happened.
I know.
Look at the real estate career you have created for yourself. And you're working for a great company.
Oh, yeah.
You're working for a great company.
So blessed.
Under the guidance of Tigo and Tracy. And I've been fortunate enough to be your marketing person from the beginning. And we came together when you weren't a realtor. But you, as it turned out, you helped me a little bit with what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to take you on realtor tours by
Sutter Sugar.
Yeah, a real good guy, Sutter Sugar, who's a really nice guy and a talented real estate agent on his own. And so you start doing realtor tours with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then life changed for you and you wanted something else. And I saw your abilities to endear yourself to people. I saw it. And you would do your marketing presentation for the mortgage company you worked for.
Mm-hmm.
And you were enthusiastic about it. And you presented yourself fantastic. So I think it was fate, Corey Bristow.
Yeah.
And it's really worked out.
Thank you. No, I love it.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
How many years have you been doing this for Old Republic title?
So for Old Republic in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I moved here from the Bay Area.
Okay.
I sold title insurance in the Bay Area. That's where I cut my teeth.
Oh, my God.
If I could share.
Please.
The way I got into this was I was born and raised in Ohio. It was time to move, give another place a try. And my uncle had a title company in the Bay Area. And my brother lived there, and I thought I wanted to give the Bay Area a try, see what it was like living there. And I moved out there. My uncle, John, gave me a job in the customer service department at Founders Title in the Bay Area. They had offices in San Francisco and some other places. So I started there. I, at one point, got into, because of a need, not because of a need, I got into title searching.
Okay.
It was not my place. And
okay.
I think the company quickly realized that. And there was, interestingly enough, there wasn't title insurance salespeople. They weren't that plentiful back then. But they gave me a shot and I went out. And that's where I cut my teeth in title there.
All right. So how many years have you been in the business?
Oh,
I said 6 for myself. I'm just curious.
Well, almost 15 here in Albuquerque. and
Wow.
probably total, probably 25, maybe 30.
Okay, so you've been there, you've done
been there,
this, and you're tried and true.
Well, tried and true. It's constantly changing and it's very competitive, but I have a passion for it. I've been fortunate to meet and become a marketing person for some very hardworking, successful realtors. I do my part to help them with their business, and I love that part of it.
And I appreciate
Yeah.
that so much because I think that us working together through all these years has really helped my career.
Great. That was awesome. Thanks for introducing yourself. And of course, that's Bill Johnson from Old Republic Title, and a perfect guest for our topic for the day, which is marketing in the digital era. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw this to Corey, because the first thing we want to talk about in regards to marketing in the digital era is traditional versus digital marketing. Does traditional marketing still work in the digital era? Corey, why don't you go ahead and take it from there and ask Bill for some of his feedback on that.
All right. So I feel like it's still a very person-to-person relationship based career. And I feel like the more I'm talking on the phone and in person, talking belly to belly to either the seller or the buyer, that it's still better than data. Tell me what you think.
Well, I think that, and I think the term would be old school. I think I use it on myself. It has nothing to do with how I feel energy-wise. And it's not that I can't handle the newer technology that's out there.
Right.
But you said it, and I agree. And for you, and I think it really works, your business comes from face-to-face meetings, being in front of people. And that could be traditional marketing, which is the open houses,
Right.
some mail marketing, which doesn't necessarily put you in front of them personally, but it puts you in front of them. The people get to get an idea of who you are. Realtor tours, that's part of the industry, and that's not the public, but it serves the public. It serves the seller.
Absolutely.
And door hangers, letting people know when you do open houses that you're going to be there and inviting them to your open houses. And I can tell you data-wise who you might be inviting to your open house. So I think traditional marketing is still very strong. And I think, and I've seen, especially you and others, the successes it brings them. It really is something that can benefit your business.
I completely agree, especially with those open houses.
Mm-hmm.
So you have helped me in the past put up like the door
Right,
hangers
right.
and knock on the doors, and I'm extremely grateful because sometimes it's a lot of walking.
It is. That's the one thing about door hangers is you got to put in.
Yeah.
I do remember, and you'll remember the property. I know it was in Rio Rancho.
Oh, the windy one.
Yes, and a lot of the houses were set back off.
Yes, far
So we did
apart
some
with
ones-
big driveways.
Right. So door hangers, they have a purpose, and the way you create them and the message you put on them means a lot. But you're hanging something on somebody's doorknob. So initially, to me, it's like, I was a little uncomfortable with it, but I've since learned to really enjoy it. And where that house was in Rio Rancho.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I did it with you.
Yeah, that was.
And I think you had a pretty good open house.
I did.
Yeah.
I had one on Anaheim.
Uh-huh.
And I was outside in spring and it's a little windy and people were outside watering their grass, getting ready for their flowers. And they have the huge no soliciting sign
Right.
and you're not soliciting because you're inviting them to the party.
Right.
And so then it's a full conversation
Yeah.
about the house.
Well,
Next.
and so interestingly enough, a door hanger that is maybe considered impersonal because you hang it on their door and leave
Right.
has brought you
Yes.
conversation. We did one. You just put a house depending on a listing on Cornell, did you not?
I did.
And I helped you do some door hangers there because time frame. And I remember you talking to a couple of people, and I actually had someone come up on me and ask me what we were doing. Not in any.
They showed up to the open house.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Oh, yeah. And I think old school traditional marketing, there's still a place for it. And if you walk away from it completely for some of the higher technology, more social media driven marketing, I think you might be missing something.
No, thank you. Thank you for your feedback,
Yeah.
your
And-
honesty.
Bill, if I could jump in there and
Sure.
just ask a question
Uh-huh.
based on that, because I am on the marketing side here at Venturi Realty Group, and we do quite a bit of, in addition to the traditional old school marketing we're talking about, we do a lot of social media posts, and I see some traction on it.
Oh, yeah.
But what would you say to somebody who thinks that, oh, I can just get by with posting my stuff on social media? Tell us about how much they could potentially be missing out if they decided.
So when I get the opportunity, very good question. When I get the opportunity to get in front of a group of realtors and talk a little marketing, which I'm fortunate that I get that opportunity every once in a while, I will say, and I am very conscious as to budgets, right?
Mm,
But I will say that mail marketing, if you want to take flyers through the neighborhood or whatever, I think that should be part of your marketing. I don't think you should ignore that. I think now, and you'll hear this from me probably a couple times as we talk, that it's got to be targeted.
right.
You can't just throw it out there.
Right.
It's got to be targeted, and then you'll feel better about it, and it's more effective, I think. So if you're just doing social media, I think people are tied up in that a lot and might not get the message
Mhm.
as much. And so I think there's room. I think there's a place.
I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
Awesome. Great segment. Thank you guys so much for that. That was
Absolutely.
a lot of great information there. So, but piggybacking off that a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about how this type of stuff benefits realtors, because you mentioned that when you speak to realtors, you mentioned how important this stuff is. And so that kind of transitions us perfectly into realtor tours. So you've got open houses on the consumer side. I see that's a
I
subject you guys
love
are really
realtor
excited about.
tours. So many reasons.
So you've got open houses on the consumer side, but there's also this thing you do, Bill Johnson, the cult favorite among local brokers, and that's your realtor tours. So I'm going to toss it to Corey and let her glow over your realtor tours. So
I'm
go
gonna
ahead, Corey.
Try to stop smiling so hard. First of all, it is so good to be in a realtor tour. And I recommend it whether it's your first time or your 100th time. I love realtor tours. One of the things that I like is that there's free burritos.
Oh, yeah. Golden Pride. Come on a
Golden
tour,
Pride.
get a Golden Pride.
And I can watch Bill Johnson do a little walk back and forth for about 10 minutes before 9 o'clock.
So it's funny. I was going to bring that up too. You quickly, I find great joy in realtor tours, and completely honest, I moved here, as we talked about earlier, from the Bay Area. I didn't know anybody.
Mm.
So any realtors, anybody. So I would do these realtor tours to meet people as well.
Mhm.
And then you start doing tours with me. The thing is, and you watch me, I never thought anybody was going to show up.
And they
So-
always do.
They do, and I would pace before. And I love the realtor community, but they show up. They don't show up too early.
No, it's
unless
like
you have breakfast with
9:03, 9:04.
And I'm getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
But I take it very seriously. And so even in my position, I take what a realtor's marketing is, their intentions. I take it serious because I know if we're talking on the seller or buyer side, I know that they have that client to convince that they're doing the right stuff to sell their home or find them the correct home. And I take it serious. I probably need to calm that down a little bit, but it's real important to me. So realtor tours were huge with that.
So I like it when there's about 5 houses on tour and you do them in that same area, around the same price. And then we get a sneak peek of what all the other houses look like.
Yeah.
One,
Mhm.
what they smell like.
Yeah.
If there's like any wiggle room.
Yeah.
Sometimes the brokers, sometimes they give that little bit of information.
Right.
And it's just a leg up. So
Yeah.
I find it fantastic.
I think that I participate. I not only put them together, but I
Mhm.
participate in them too. So I've never sold real estate, but I've been around a lot of talented real estate agents that have given me a sense of what works. But when we do realtor tours, I fill out a comment sheet as well as all the
Mhm.
others.
Mhm.
So I get some ideas, and I got buzzwords from realtors in them, which is declutter or too many personal pictures. It's taken people's focus away
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And that works, right? That,
Oh, it does.
and so, but I also understand there's emotions involved from
Yes.
sellers, or you're looking at it for a buyer and you're
Yes.
looking at it a certain way. So those kind of things, it's so important. And I see that, and I've seen realtors get feedback and just be so appreciative
Mhm.
because as we know, those of us in the industry talk about every once in a while that people show your listings and sometimes they don't give feedback.
A lot of times,
yeah,
it's
so-
really frustrating.
So you get immediate feedback
Yeah,
from realtor
to
tours.
be completely
Yeah.
honest, that is. But I also have gone on tours when my house is not on tour because
Oh,
I
yeah.
have clients
Mhm.
that are buyers,
Mhm.
and it's a great chance for me to take a look at that price range and to get a really good feel and to make friends with the other realtors.
Absolutely. Well, that's wise. And we've talked
Yes.
about that. And but you started first as a representative of a mortgage company going on
Mhm.
tours. But since you became a realtor, you still do it. You just brought it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You
No, I
still,
love it.
You did it. And now you're getting busy. You're getting more and more successful. Your talents are showing. Your real estate talents are showing through. But
Maybe it's because of all that marketing we do.
well, very much so. It could be.
I know.
But others go on my tours too. And I think
Mhm.
newer agents find some value in it.
Yes.
Whether it's interacting with other realtors or learning how to preview homes or knowing what works staging wise
Mm,
and the interesting thing is that some houses have no furniture in them because the seller has moved on.
right.
I remember you had a house, Trumbull, was it?
Yeah.
That wasn't staged. And it was a sweet house. Maybe it was location, but it was in a pretty decent location. We did a tour, had a good group in there.
We did.
And it wasn't staged. Then we did a tour. Then you got it staged.
24 hours later,
Yeah.
I got an offer.
Yeah. So,
From that feedback
Yes.
of get it staged,
Yes.
and it changed everything.
right.
Yeah.
So
Changed the picture. It was perfect.
I love that because I
Me
remember
too.
that. That was because I do tours, not that you have a listing on, but others who don't necessarily think staging, or interestingly enough, talking about traditional versus digital.
Uh-huh.
Digital staging is becoming big now.
I know. What do you think of it?
Well, I've seen it and they can pull it off, but then
Well,
somebody's going to show the house.
And then once you go in the house, you're
Who's
like,
that?
oh, wait.
Yeah. How interesting. But that,
Yeah.
I think you got to be flexible in your
Mhm.
marketing. And I'm a big fan of the traditional stuff. However,
Right.
I personally have to be flexible into what I offer.
Right.
So, and I think it's quite obvious, Corey, that we are tour fans and the value of them are. I'm not sure if everybody agrees with us on that, but I think there's definitely.
It's a little old school now, Bill Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's move on to our next segment, which is we're stepping into some Venturi Realty Group territory. We're going to talk about marketing and data and exactly what it is that Bill Johnson can offer when marketing stuff, and more importantly, why it's important for the people involved, not only on the agent side, but also for buyers and sellers. So, Corey, why don't you go ahead and start us on the conversation?
So I love the fact when I have a new home that's coming on the market and they're on a new adventure and you give me all of the specifics of the area of who's a renter or who, I should be targeting. And I find it fantastic. One, I don't know how to do it, but can you share how you do it?
Well, so you brought it up a little bit, which is
Okay.
perfect, which is, okay, so you have a listing
Mhm.
initially, and I think we've talked about this before. I can tell you what houses, and we've done this, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you what houses have renters in them. So, bam, we're going to send a postcard to those houses because it might not always be the case, but if someone's renting in an area, they might like living there.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So that's one thing. And then another option is for me, because this is what's called a non-disclosure state. So I can't really come up with sale prices. So I'll ask you to help me with that.
Yes.
But I'll ask you neighborhoods. So we'll talk about move up buyers, right? People who are living in a certain neighborhood. Let's show them your listing, which is maybe a step up from where they're living.
Right.
Let's send them there and let's get them interested in your listing. And I am able, though, to tell you the length of residence. So when they purchased their home, when they closed on it, when they moved in, and oftentimes, and
And if there's a mortgage, right?
and if there's a mortgage, and so if I don't know the exact number, but we've talked about it, and I've talked about it with other realtors. They've been there 3 years, 5 years, 7 years.
Right.
When they're ready to move. Identifying people who have been in their houses long enough, you're thinking maybe it's time for them to consider moving. And you'll target them. You'll send your postcard with a message like that and give them a thought, hey, maybe this is the house for us.
Yes.
So I do have that information. There's other filters in there too that will work as to identifying a likely buyer or someone who might be interested in selling their house and moving and purchasing the one you have on the market.
Right.
So that is huge.
I should bring this up because I find it amazing. There is different types of paper, and the quality that you guys use makes my heart warm because it's like, it's professional and beautiful. And
Are you talking postcards?
Yeah. Even when I do a presentation.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all about, and you, I know, do this, as do a lot of the people here at the Venturi team and in other real estate companies. You present yourself professionally. That's what people want to see. They want to see quality, right? The quality is important to them.
Yeah. And we use local.
Yes. Well, local.
New Mexico print.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I started a relationship with them when I came here. They're a wonderful little local company.
Yes.
NM Print now. Great young couple own it. And they have been I don't even know if they really knew much about the real estate market when I met them.
I helped them sell a house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I remember
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Anyways, we like to stay local.
I do too. Love
so
it.
it's their quality. They provide the quality, and you can get that from them. So, and they do a lot of our postcard marketing or our nice brochures. The other thing, you actually just brought it up. The quality of the marketing materials inside the house are important.
Yes.
Agents with buyers are going to bring their buyers in to show your house.
That's right.
And they're going to walk off with a nice flyer, a nice brochure. Don't you have a high-end listing now? Like, I think you have $1 million listing now, don't you?
I do. Yes.
Don't we have? We did some nice brochures for that.
And then I ran out.
Oh,
and so then you had to get me more.
Okay. And they came from that.
Yes.
Anyways, back to the data, which is mostly a postcard thing, but it's also you're going to know who's around your listing, or you're going to know who, when you have a buyer, what houses might be more likely to be available.
Right.
So, and that's targeting data is important.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I know that.
My pleasure.
You
and you know I'm a little geeky on that.
I know you love it.
Big shock over here at the Venturi Realty Group. We have some stat geeks walking around. It's actually something that we really pride ourselves on here at the Venturi Group. So I know that if Tigo was in here right now, he would be loving the conversation you guys are having. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. So let's just shift slightly from spreadsheets to something a little bit tastier.
Oh, yeah.
We always like to wrap up our episodes by letting our hosts also be the guide to a little segment we call Around the 505, where we ask our guests this week, where are you sending people to get a great meal and a solid cocktail? Corey, why don't you start?
I am sending them to Flatiron. Christian, hi. I absolutely love your place. They are local and absolutely fantastic. They've got beer. They've got food. I had a grilled cheese there the other day. I kid you not. I need to go back for another one. It just, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, did we have lunch there once? It's a good stuff. And they have good. Flatiron's tasty.
Oh, it's
Flatiron's
so
tasty.
good.
I'm a big Casa Taco fan. Big Casa Taco fan. They're delicious. There's one right down the street from my office.
Yes, you're right. On Academy.
Yeah.
Now, Flatiron is on San Mateo and what's across the street? McLeod?
I think so. It's near, is it McLeod, isn't that? I'm not sure, but it's just off of San Mateo.
Just off of,
Another place, it's one that's maybe franchise-like, but so it's not local. But you know what? Actually, I'm a big fan of Taco Cabana. I am.
Oh, yeah.
I can't help it. I think Albuquerque has these little nuggets of tasty food
Yeah.
that people know. And as you brought up, I bring burritos to our tours,
Mhm.
Golden Pride Burritos. Good place.
Yep.
I'm a ginger fan. What can I say? They have some good food there. And it's a good place to sit
And
and have
beverages.
yeah, it's a good place to have a good drink and a good meal. So there's a lot of good places for
We could have a full hour on food in Albuquerque.
well, it's a realtor thing.
I know.
Relaxing over a good meal, talking about marketing or talking about how you're going to market or taking your clients.
Right.
Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Especially out of state clients.
Oh yeah.
I love to only take them local when
Yeah.
they are.
You know
So
what you
get a
brought
good
up
flavor.
and we're going to go, which is wonderful, but I did not bring this up on the data thing, but the other thing about data that's good and I think is good target marketing is I'm able to identify the owners of properties in neighborhoods in Albuquerque that live elsewhere in other states,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Or other parts of New Mexico, which is another good way to target possible
yeah.
sellers.
They might be ready to let somebody else in on that.
Well, and if they own a property and they're living out of state, they might not be as savvy to what's going on in the Albuquerque real estate market.
Well, the stats keep showing that we're just going up
Oh,
and
yeah.
up and up and up.
It is. It's very
Yeah.
exciting. And
It is amazing.
yeah, and I think that people are realizing that. Yeah. It's wonderful. I've been here 15 years and it's amazing the appreciation
Mm-hmm.
of homes in Albuquerque, which is something that the Venturi team likes to share those stats. That's another thing you guys
Right.
do really well.
Yeah. And start sooner than later.
Yeah,
Because then you're just building equity faster.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The time to buy is now.
I
Right?
know. Love it.
All right. Great job, everyone. Now I'm starving and I want to work with you all to buy a few houses. So
Cool.
great job. So before we wrap up, Corey, why don't you go ahead and let everybody know how they can get a hold of you? Speak right into that camera right there.
Hi, my name is Corey Bristow, and you can call me at 505-448-8888, or you can call myself 505-350-3148, and we'll find your next house, or I'll help you sell it.
Great. And Bill Johnson, how can people get a hold of you?
Bill Johnson or Public Title Company. If you need some good marketing, reach out to me. Bill Johnson, 505-980-5396. I'd give you my desk number, but I'm not there that much. I'd prefer to be out there working and trying to help you with your marketing. So reach out there. I'll be happy to help you.
Thank you, Bill.
Great.
Corey, it's been a pleasure. It has been. I enjoy this.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
this
We'll do
has
it
been a
again.
blast. I've really enjoyed it. So everyone, if you like what you heard, please take a few seconds to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment so that we know that you're talking, and maybe give us some ideas for what we could talk about in the future. If you're listening on podcasts, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Again, if you want to get a hold of us, the Venturi Group in general, 505-448-8888. Or you can go to welcomehomeabq.com. Check out our great website. We've got all sorts of resources there. And don't forget to check out our flagship show, the Albuquerque Real Estate Pod, every week on YouTube. All your favorite podcasts and all your favorite podcast platforms. So until next time, live well, love where you live, and love New Mexico. We'll see you around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. We appreciate you. And please click subscribe. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with real estate in the Albuquerque area and New Mexico, and of course, across the entire country. Have a great one.